Good grades, social life, sleep. Pick 2. But what if I told you you can have all 3? Time management is essential for crushing your grades while staying healthy and happy. With my secret tips, I got 8 hours of sleep each night, even on the road to becoming valedictorian as a varsity athlete. Hey, it's Amy. You loved my video about efficient studying, so today we're going over my habits that made it seem like I have more than 24 hours a day. As part of that, I've been wanting to show you guys an awesome tool called Notion. You might have heard this before, and I'm so grateful that they're actually sponsoring this video. Yay! I spent over 4 hours creating a Notion template for you guys, and I've never seen anyone use Notion this way for school time management before, so hope you guys like it. Let's go! Schedule non-negotiables to be early. Essentially, there's a lot of dead time in your schedules. The time you spend scrolling before you go to bed, the time in the morning when you decide to sleep in, and of course, time we procrastinate. You have a whole week to do something, and you do it in one day on the last day, when you could have done it in one day on the first or second day. So this first tip cuts out a ton of dead time. This is where if I have something I need to schedule, like meeting with a friend, going to lab, talking with a teacher, I will always try and find the earliest time to schedule it, even earlier than I think I can actually make it. For example, at Caltech, I worked in Dr. Francis Arnold's lab. I could have picked to go in the afternoons, but instead I chose my time to go in to be every morning at 8 a.m. That really forced me to go to bed at a normaler hour, and since I would sleep as much as I could in the morning, then right when I wake up, I would have to be fast and get to the lab. I think that innately we are all lazy. Like, I consider myself a lazy person, so by giving myself no wiggle room to negotiate and to go later, I force myself to be much more efficient and better at managing my time. This way there's far less dead time. I hate myself in the moment. Like, trust me, I hate myself when I have to wake up that early sometimes, but I never ever regret it. A way that you can apply this would be to vote for your club meetings to be in the mornings instead of the afternoons. This saves you a larger chunk of time to be after school, and it may prevent you from diddly-daddling as you get ready for school. If you are setting up a meeting with your counselor where before that meeting you have to prepare a college list, then I would try to schedule that meeting to be earlier than you think you can make it. My habit of scheduling things in the morning, also scheduling commitments on earlier days, clears up things later. You never know what might come up, and it's really good to have that flexibility when you need it. If you're really extra like me, I also use this tip to wake up early-ish on the weekends as well. So I'd schedule club meetings on Saturdays and Sunday mornings. If you force yourself to get off your phone, you can technically still stay on your phone. But with this, literally your non-negotiables, you don't have a choice. Nice. And you'll actually follow through every time and feel so good about yourself after. When I was in high school, I used a physical planner, and then in college, I used Google Calendar mostly. I really wish that I had a combination of these. It would be great if the assignments I put in my physical planner gave me notifications every time something comes up. But guess what? I discovered way too late for me now, but there is a combination you can use, and that is Notion. I finally caved in and started using Notion earlier this year, and it has been an organization life changer.
And that's on period.
Even though I'm not in school yet, I've been using it to track my YouTube upload schedules, managing my to-do list, my reading list, you name it. And once I learned about how to customize it, I was like, dang, I can make a digital planner. I can just make this template myself for you guys out there still in school. Ta-da! This is the ultimate time management organization tool. Here we have this adorable stretching Shiba Inu. You can change it, but how could you not like it? It's so cute. You can, of course, replace this with your own playlist. The tip, I like to pump myself up by listening to songs that are in a different language, like BTS. This way I'm not distracted by the lyrics because I can't understand them. The first song is Dope, because we are all dope. I put planner first because you're actually going to be accessing it more, but classes is what you're going to go to first to set things up. Under classes, this is going to be where all your classes, surprise, surprise, are going to be housed. Right now, I just put 2 filler classes as examples so you can see how this works. I've also made a template for you guys such that when you click new, Boom. For each of these classes, I added some nice little pockets of information. You can add quote here because I love quotes and I think they're really inspiring. You can customize them for each class. You can put when they are and where they are. This is good to keep track of everything for that one class. We're gonna scroll to the bottom and here you have the key resources for studying. I love listing these out for my classes because then when it comes time to study for a huge test, I know all of the resources I need to pull out right away. I also have a table for the best YouTube videos, like How to Ace Math by yours truly, and you can list the biggest takeaways in this rightmost column. So this is a single area for your class that you compile all of the things such that, again, when it comes time to the final, you don't have to be looking in so many different areas to find what your biggest tips are. Like for myself, when I make a mistake, like I forget to simplify square roots in the final answer, I'll add it here as a tip for myself so I don't miss those easy points. Now into the meat, the planner. This is basically the effective planner system that I used, but better. On the first tab, it's just like the physical planner with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. And you can just click new to add a new task. You can say read chapter 2. Boom, it's on Saturday. You click open, add a deadline. You can add what class this is for. You can even add a priority, like this might be medium. Maybe you have to remember to annotate the chapter as you read. What's great about this is that you can also add a reminder for yourself. So right here under remind, there are many options like day of event, even a week before the due date. In my planner, I put things on the days I want to do them. For example, this algebra worksheet. I put Monday as my when to do. I have a due date, my class. You can actually click on the class too directly. So convenient. Okay, this tutorial is getting a lot longer than I expected it to be. Maybe you guys are impatient, like, oh, this is just for the sponsorship, but no, the sponsor actually only asked for 3 minutes. I make videos for you. So this is just a reminder that all the stuff I'm gonna cover is because I think it's really genuinely helpful from me to you. So hang in there. I promise you'll get value if you watch it through. Thank you. A really good habit that I used was to add every key date I knew. So from the moment you get your syllabus or your teacher tells you the dates of some tests, I would put them in my planner. In this case, you would add to due later. For example, math final. Click open, and the date of this final is December 6th. Then in my physical planner, I would flip to a week before and write math final next week. But Notion is better because you can just add a reminder that's 1 week before and it will send you an automatic notification. So why didn't I have this? This way you can always see what's upcoming. You can sort them by the due date and you will always be reminded of when you should be preparing for these tests. But wait, there's more. You can view all of your tasks in different views. So if you click by class, which I set up for you guys, you can see all the tasks for the specific classes. So I see here that math final, I should actually label this as math. In my planner, I would add everything I had to do, clubs, admin stuff. So just feel free to dump everything. You can also go into the board view. On Monday, I said I will write an essay outline about happiness and I will do my algebra worksheet. But let's say this algebra worksheet is due on Thursday and I ran out of time. On my planner, I would just write a really ugly arrow from Monday to Tuesday, but with Notion, you can just drag it over. So now it's a Tuesday task. Don't worry, I'm a noob with Notion. I'm not nearly as fancy as those aesthetic people out there. This is a really easy thing for you guys to get started with that will be life-changing to your time management. Bonus time saver. Go into classes and under key concepts, you can use built-in Notion AI to make life easier. You lucky ducks, you get Notion and AI? I wish I was born a few years later. Anyway, say you had to understand something about the Odyssey. Great. So you look up some Spark Notes, but this is still too long. So I'm going to copy this Odyssey theme into my key concept section, things I should remember. All I do is select this. Whoa. Sparkle, ask AI. I'm going to ask it to generate 3 questions for me for active recall. Wow, so fast, and you can click insert below such that boom. Like, how amazing is that? You don't have to write your own questions, you don't have to Google on Quizlet, and now you can test yourself. One more time saver is that you can select this, ask AI, and you can summarize, make it even shorter. Whoa, an amazing summary, so many options. I hope you guys really take advantage of this because everything just lives so conveniently within Notion itself. My planner system with Notion is super easy for beginners as well. And there are a lot more amazing things you can do in here, but I can't cover them all in this video, so I encourage you to play around with it yourself with a link in the description. I worked really hard on this digital planner for you, and it'll make a big difference to your time management. Open your eyes to opportunities. Get in the habit of looking at what time you can squeeze out throughout your day. In high school, we would have movie days. Yay, fun, we get to relax and watch a movie. But I use that as an opportunity to do my homework or to study for a class because I would have to do that anyway, so things like this are a chance to get ahead. But this is what you shouldn't do. Say you have homework that you're gonna do on Tuesday, and then you know you're gonna watch a movie on Wednesday. Don't shift your homework from Tuesday to Wednesday just because you think you have time the next day. It's only finding an opportunity if during the movie on Wednesday, you're doing the stuff that you would have done later, like Wednesday night or Thursday. Use wait time. If you're waiting in lines, if you're waiting for your tennis match to start like I did, pull out something you can read or something easy that you can do. You don't have to be writing a 5-paragraph essay while you're waiting in line for lunch, but if there are some quick formulas that you have to review, just pull it out. I know you guys are on your phones anyway, so put that math on your phone or something. When I was waiting for my singles tennis match, some people were chatting, but I knew I had a quiz tomorrow, so I would open my thick textbook and be reading that outside. This is a great example. While I was filming, my phone ran out of storage, and I only have an hour. I had to finish filming and eating. So while I was clearing my storage, now I'm eating. Basically, I switched the order. I could have just browsed the internet and waited until my storage was free again, but instead I chose to fill it with a task that I had to do later. It feels weird saying eating's a task, but it is a task. Prioritize health, guys. I don't know your specific schedule, but just keep your eyes peeled and adapt to your situations. Don't time block, just track tasks. I personally don't really like time blocking because it seems too restrictive. I know those productivity gurus rave about it, but not for me. On my Google Calendar, yes, I put things in relative areas, but I never really followed them anyway, so don't stress about not following through your time blocks. All I do is check in with myself throughout the day to see if I'm using my time well. If I have been using my time well, then there's no stress if I didn't finish a task from 10 to 11. And it's certainly okay if I didn't get everything I wanted to done. Instead of time blocking, just prioritize your tasks. And in a day, do your first most important task first, and then just move on to the second one. Don't really care about how much time is taking you. All you have to worry about is whether that time you were using on that task was really fully for that task. So if you had to study chapter 1 of math, instead of the goal being study that for 1 hour, your goal is to focus on studying chapter 1 as much as possible until you're done with the chapter. This is much more efficient because when your end goal is to complete the thing, you're not constantly looking at the clock, counting for the time to pass. When you say you study for 1 hour, that doesn't even mean that you studied really for 1 hour. So you should really be paying attention to the tasks and not the time it takes. It's just like how when I work out, I would rather count 10 burpees than do burpees for 30 seconds. I will do the 10 burpees well, quickly, and I'll be done. But 30 seconds, I'm like, I could be doing anything within that 30 seconds. And they're very lazy burpees. But one thing you should block is your environment. We are the product of our environment, so design it in a more optimal way. And something you really should do is to only use your bed for sleeping. Don't do anything else on your bed, because then when you're trying to fall asleep, you can more easily fall asleep and get quality rest. Same thing for your study space. Only use your study space for productive things. If you're gonna use your phone even for a break, physically just stand up and go to the couch and use your phone there. Correlate the space with what you want to do, because then it'll train yourself to recognize that once you sit down at your desk, it's game time. Focus mode. Even better if you don't even have your phone at your desk. Less is more. If it's not a heck yes, then it's a hell no. Oh, hell no! Everyone only has 24 hours, newsflash, so the no's you say clear out time for your heck yeses. I think that one of my biggest strengths was cutting out crap unapologetically. Other kids in class would be on their phones after the teacher finishes talking, or interested in the latest Netflix series. Even though I couldn't really talk to my classmates about the latest celebrity gossip, I really didn't mind at all. I was just doing my own thing and doing what I thought was best for myself. Netflix shows, what your friend wore on vacation, Taylor Swift's new boyfriend, they all don't matter. But the work you put in now will pay off and actually give yourself value. And that's why the productive things should be heck yeses. That also includes spending quality time with your friends, your family, and rest. Those are all heck yeses in my book. Go through an entire day and see how many no's you can find. And once you cut them out, you'll be like, wow, where did all this time come from? Not only can you do this from a task standpoint, but you can also do it with your activities. What extracurriculars are not really helping you? Can you cut them out so you have more time for studying or sleep? As I always say, employ one strategy at a time to actually see results. Make gradual changes. Don't overhaul your whole system, because that's going to take so much time and energy, and then you won't even keep up with it. Just like how with Notion, I recommend this simple planner system first and taking advantage of AI, and then once you get familiar with it, you can add on the other cool fancy features. Just one habit or tool can transform your time management. Over time with Notion, you can gradually discover what ways you can customize it to suit your needs. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a full tutorial about how I use Notion to stay productive outside of school. Remember to check out my digital planner. I promise it's so cool, guys. Linked in the description. And if you'd like to know how I stay motivated to work so hard, then check out this video. Thanks so much. Peace. Good grads and sleeps. Social leaves and sleeps. Get some Z's. Benefit from this?